Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to cut this update video for AXION. It seems that they have successfully launched MAINNET. So we're going to cover that here in a second. We're going to actually go into the MAINNET and see what you can do here. Before I do that, do want to remind you guys that these platforms, anything you do in crypto is going to have risk, guys. So only put in what you can afford to lose after doing your own research. If you do your own due diligence and you find out that the risk is just way too much for you, then just don't bother to get in, because every single thing you do in crypto, even just holding crypto, is going to be risky. So that being said, feel free to follow us on our Telegram. I will leave a link for that as well. Head on over to cryptojamie.com, subscribe to our newsletter, and of course, if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the little bell icon. That way, whenever I post a brand new update video, you'll get notified. So before I go into AXION and go into their their staking platform and navigate through that and show you how it works, I do want to remind you guys that WISE, the 50-day pre-sale, we are already in day 3. Let me look in here. I think I'm already on the reservation. Let's see what day 2. Day 1 obviously closed with 645 ETH. Yesterday, day 2 closed with 500 ETH. Today, we are in the middle of day 3. There's already 370 Ethereum in day 3. So again, figure out what day you want to go into. You can see some of these other days have way less. You might want to go into, some of these other days. Obviously, there's no real guaranteed way to predict which is the best day to get into, because again, these numbers are changing every second, right? They're very dynamic. So, dollar cost averaging is what a lot of people are doing. But of course, if you don't want to do that, you can, try your hand at maybe jumping into one of these other days. Well, we'll see what happens here. I'm trying to see if there's any type of pattern, but it's way too early. And you saw my other video, you know that I personally just dollar cost averaged in, and I'm going to hold some ETH to maybe jump into some of these other days if I feel like I can get a good snipe. So anyway, that's what's going on with WISE. As you can see here, Tron chain now up over 16.4 million in the contract. We are going to start inching our way towards that 17 million mark. Lots of great stuff happening in Eclipse City. You look at what UME token is worth now, 4,552 TRX, which I'm not exactly sure how much that is. That's probably about I don't know, $115, $116, something like that. Now this started at $1 4 days ago. So in the last 4 days, it's gone from $1 to $114, $115. That's huge, right? And I believe the price will continue to go up. Now that's just speculation, but I believe it'll continue to go up because people are holding on and stacking their UME tokens, because you're going to need UME to farm EFT tokens. Okay, so yeah, that's big. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. And so that being said, let's jump right into what you clicked on this video for, which is AXION. Now, again, with a lot of different things that are going on, they were supposed to launch several different times. And I think the most recent one where they were going to launch, there was an issue with the Ethereum blockchain. Obviously, that has nothing to do with AXION. That was, it affected everything in Ethereum. So smart thing to do was exactly what they did, which is not launch and then wait for it to stabilize. And I believe this morning at some point, my time, I was in bed, I was sleeping, but at some point early in the morning, it launched and MAINNET went live. So as you can see here, it is, it looks pretty much the way they had it when we were going through the testnet. Here you can convert your Hex 3T. Okay, you should have gotten your airdrop already. If you haven't, then you probably need to fill out the Google Doc form over on their Telegram. But here you can see the Hex 3T. You can convert that 1-for-1 to AXION. So here you can type in, either send max or type in a certain amount of Hex 3T, and then you can swap that out, right? You swap that out for AXION, and I believe you have to approve the transaction twice, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna probably do this in a little bit. I'm gonna wait for the gas fees to come down just a bit. because again, a lot of people are swapping and, you know, doing lots of different transactions with this contract. They're staking, they're doing all sorts of stuff. So the gas fees might be a little bit too high, but I am going to swap. As you can see here, I have some Hex 3T to swap, and I also have some Hex to claim. So in this wallet, I qualified for 1.5 million Hex to swap 1 for AXION. I got to probably go through my different wallets because I have Hex spread out over a ton of wallets. I'm gonna have to go see, you know, what type of what I can free claim, and then probably consolidate and send all of it over to one wallet. So I'm gonna have to do that off camera. But yeah, you can see here, if you have Hex, you can free claim that, and it's one button right here. So that's very simple, very, very good, not much to do. Of course, you have to approve the transaction. And anytime you approve a transaction or do a transaction on Ethereum via your MetaMask wallet, or any wallet for that matter, there are going to be some gas fees. So just anticipate that, and don't get all crazy if you see some gas fees. Okay, if you don't like the gas fees and what they look like, you might want to wait a little bit. Totally up to you. Okay, if you go to their auction, here's where you can, you know, get into their auction with Ethereum. Now again, very, very important. Do not get into the auction on day one. So today, do not get into the auction because you're going to get wrecked if you go into the auction, because there's no AXION. Okay, so if you put anything in the auction, you're not going to get anything. So do not go into the auction on day one. Wait for day two. Okay, but in any case, you know, if you're connected to your MetaMask wallet, you know, you'll have your Ethereum. You can go ahead and type in however much you want to put in. So obviously, I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to go in here. I just told you that we'll go into the auction on day one, but you would just type in the amount of ETH, and then you're good to go. You'll be able to enter the auction. It'll show up here under my bets. Okay. Cool thing over here as well is, you know, obviously you can get AXION over on Uniswap. Right now, for 1 ETH on Uniswap, you can get, what is that, 1.7 million. 1,757,000 AXION. Now, the question that I had, which I was kind of thinking all this time, was, you know, if people are getting their AXION over on Uniswap, what would be the incentive for them to go into the auction? Because obviously they have to go into the auction, or Ethereum has to go into the auction so that we can get dividends, because it's all based on the auction lobby, right? I mean, if you've seen any of these staking platforms and you already know how they work, no one's going into the auction lobby, no dividends, right? So here, pretty cool. You can see here with 1 Ethereum in the auction lobby, you're going to get 2.1 million, right? So you can go to Uniswap if you want. You're only going to get, 1.7 million. If you go into the auction, you're going to get 2.1 million. So it's better to go into the auction because you're going to get way more AXION. So people who are going to Uniswap, you know, a lot of times these staking platforms, you know, they put their coin on JustSwap or whatever, and now people can get their coin there. You know, there's no incentive for them to go in the auction lobby. So with this, pretty awesome, there is an incentive because you're going to get way more for your money in the auction lobby than if you go to an exchange. All right, so that's awesome stuff there. Let me see if there's anything I missed over here. Well, that's pretty much it. So again, very simple. You can go into the auction lobby. If you want a dollar cost average in and go to the auction lobby every single day, you can. And then once you exit the auction lobby with your AXION, or if you have AXION in your wallet, you can head over to the staking tab. You can then stake your AXION. Okay, you type in here how much AXION you want to stake, and then you type in how many days, whether it be 30, 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year. You know, some people are trying to catch these big paydays. Again, everyone has their own different strategy. And then here you'll be able to see, you know, all your different stakes. You can stake as many times as you want and have multiple stakes, obviously. Okay. Only other thing here is you have this tab here if you want to change how the UI looks on your computer. Like obviously this is the daylight one. You can also switch it up for the nighttime. So whichever fits your fancy, whichever one you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go to my different wallets, grab some of the probably a free claim and then transfer over the AXION over to one wallet. I still need to go into my other wallets. I do have some Hex3T there as well. So I'll kind of see what's going on there, and then I'll swap it out, free claim, and then put in some stakes. So this looks great, man. I'm super excited that this thing actually got off the ground and launched. Hopefully things will be a little smoother than they have been in the past, but we'll find out. But nevertheless, I am going to go ahead and put some stakes in. And what I would suggest too, if you have, and this is just my own little tip, is if you have a certain amount of Hex3T, right, and you're going to swap it out, don't click on send max and then swap out the whole thing. If something goes wrong, you're going to lose your whole stack. So what I would do is do a test deposit first, or not deposit, a test conversion, right? So for me, I have, I don't know, what is that, 258 million Hex3T here. I'll probably do like 1,000 just to kind of see. Send, right? Send, let me do that here. So there's a transaction fee. Faster. Okay. So I send a little bit first just to kind of make sure it's working correctly. After that, then I'll go back and then do the rest. Okay, so you never want to, have something go wrong. So I'm going to confirm. Okay. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead into the Telegram. As you can see here, AXION mainnet is now live. There's a transaction. Let's go back real quick. Transaction completed successfully. You can check it on Etherscan. And there it is. There's the 1,000 AXION that I just swapped out. So again, it's working perfectly. Let me just go back to their Telegram. It says here, you can now swap your Hex3T for AXION 1-for-1. In addition, Hex free claims are now live as well. If you held Hex or shares on May 28th, you're eligible for up to 10 million AXION free claim. Now, if you are free claiming, I believe that AXION will be automatically staked for a year because they don't want people just dumping it. Obviously, people who get it for free will just go ahead and dump it, but that's automatically staked for a year, okay? Staking is also now live as a bonus. Anyone who stakes 2.5 million or more AXION for the max stake 5,555 days will be issued a custom NFT in the following weeks and will also be invited to an exclusive 5555 chat room. We are not going to disclose what the exact utility of this NFT will be just yet. But there is a good chance it will help increase yields in the coming liquidity pool portal. Again, as I mentioned before, do not use the auction on day one, because there is no AXION in the auction until day 2. Day 2 is where this really kicks off into the next year with the start of the auction and the token buybacks. Now, if you don't know what these token buybacks are and some of this terminology, just head on over to their site and go through the white paper. Okay, the white paper is an easy read. You could probably go through it in like 10 minutes, and it'll break down all this terminology for you. Okay, so here it just goes over some of the important links that you might want to have. You might want to copy and paste this, put it on a document or something on your computer just to have, because it has the white paper, it has the contract, the AXION contract, it has the GitHub, there's the Discord, there's the Telegram, and yeah, just a couple of rules here. So I want to actually get into the announcement page. A couple of things I wanted to cover there. Give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so let me see if there's anything important here. I think there was. Let me see here. So, all right. Launch will be volatile. Expect it, use it as an opportunity. So again, they're expecting a price correction already, which typically happens anytime there's a launch. That's not unique to AXION. Those of you that might want to grab some of that, if it does dip and goes through a correction, they're just saying, hey, be ready to grab some of that because the dip will be eaten pretty quickly. What they have coming next: credit card, mobile payments, apps. They have a mobile app already being built. Let me see here. Do not enter the auction first day. Do not use Uniswap to convert Hex3T to AXION. Use the official dashboard, okay? Again, do not use, why would you want to use Uniswap anyway? Use the official dashboard, okay? Also, they said do not stake and immediately withdraw the stake. You'll be accepting a 100% penalty. If you stake it and it doesn't display after your TX or your transaction completes, refresh the page and it should display then. So again, do not put in a stake and withdraw it right away. You're going to be eating a very, very hefty penalty, which is everything you staked. See here. That's pretty much it. Okay. Again, they said tomorrow is going to be big. Auction buybacks will start. All 80% of all the auction ETH going directly to AXION token buybacks on Uniswap. These tokens are then distributed. Let me go to the Twitter actually. These tokens are then distributed directly to stakers. Buyback and staking rewards. It's going to heat up. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put in a few stakes here. But yeah, this thing looks like it is working. So finally, this thing has gotten off the ground. Crossing my fingers, hoping this thing gets rocking. We are holding a pretty decent sized bag. I have a couple of other wallets with X3T. But yeah, we're going to hopefully, be able to leverage this for another stream of passive residual income. And I will be going into the lobby as well, guys. I'm going to do a little bit of everything with this platform. I don't mind going into the auction lobby and putting in some ETH. So I'm going to be doing that. Obviously not today, but I'll be doing that starting tomorrow. So yeah, if you want to check out AXION, guys, I will leave a link. If you want to get a 10% bonus on the auction, you can use my link, or use somebody's link. But if you don't, you're gonna be leaving 10% bonus on the table. So you might as well use a referral link. And again, not giving you financial advice, but you look at the difference here of going into the auction versus the price on Uniswap. It is more beneficial, at least from what you're looking at here, to go into the auction lobby. So that's pretty much it, guys. I will be giving you updates as we move forward with this and other things that I'm in. So make sure you're plugged into our Telegram. Obviously, subscribe to this channel, and again, hit the little bell icon. So that's pretty much it, guys. Super excited that this finally is getting off the ground. And yeah, that's what I have for you for this video. Talk to you soon, guys. Peace.